everybody, I'm back with another video. For today's video, I'm going to be creating a look with this palette from DESIxKATY. This is the DESIxKATY FRIENDCATION palette. They did a collaboration like a while back. It's not a new palette, but I've always wanted to try it. So I created a couple looks and then I decided on one look to do for you guys with the help of my Instagram followers. So for today's look, I created a very neutral, kind of earth-toned halo eye. This palette has a lot of neutral colors and it does have a few pops of color in there, which I really like. So if you guys want to see how I created this look, then keep watching. Alright, so I've already prepped and primed my face. I've already done my brows and set my eyes with the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly, and I'm just gonna put a highlight right here before I get into the look. So I'm going in with Becca's highlight. It's a little highlighter in Opal. This one. It's my mini size one. I talked about in my last video how I like buying mini size products because it's cheaper and it lasts you like a long time. So I did like a little poll on Instagram and I asked you guys, or I asked the people that follow me on Instagram, what look they want to see me create from this DESIxKATY palette, and the one that got the most votes was the neutral halo eye. So I'm gonna do a halo eye. It's gonna be pretty quick and simple. You don't need to cut a crease, you don't need to do anything. It's gonna be like a pretty simple halo eye. So I'm gonna start off with my favorite brush, of course. Surprise, surprise. This is a Morphe brush. I don't know what it's called. I don't know if they have numbers on it or not. I just know that it just says Morphe on the brush. So it's gonna be like a rounded tip. I'm gonna go in with this color here. It's called Cheens. I don't know what that means. Cheens. And for the halo eye, I'm going to keep the shape of it really round. So I'm just going to start off in my inner corner right here. And then I'm going to bring it all the way around to the outer corner, keeping like that rounded shape. So it should look something like this. And then I'm going to go in with this color. It's called Churro. Like a churro, I guess. And this is a more, this is a lighter brown. It looks like it's a little bit warmer. So I'm just going to kind of trace what I did before. So I'm going to go in with a smaller, more compact, fluffy brush. It's going to look like this. I think this is a Sigma brush. And I'm just going to use this brush to kind of fluff out those edges so it's not so harsh. This is a really like simple look. Like you don't need, sometimes less is more and you don't need so many colors. And a lot of times like who the hell has time for that anyways? So I wanted to create a look with like just this palette. Like not reach for anything else. Because I always do that. I'm always dipping into different palettes. If you feel like the brown is too dark, like that first brown that we put in, you could always go back in with the lighter brown shade that we used and just kind of blend it out a little bit more. I'm going to switch over to a more fluffy brush to soften the blend on the outer corners. I'm going to use this one. This is also a Sigma brush. It is my go-to blending brush when I'm pretty much done with the blend and I want it to be very soft and diffused. I always go in with this brush at the end. I was so excited to get this palette. I've wanted this palette for so long. It's been out for like a while, but I never got it. Now this part is up to you. I said we weren't gonna cut a crease and you don't need to, but sometimes I do like to place a little bit of concealer on my eyelid just because I feel like it gives it a cleaner base. So I'm not going to cut my crease, but I am going to dab my lid a little bit with some concealer. I'm just using my LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer in medium beige. Just dabbing it on my eyelid like that. And then you can grab a sponge and just kind of dab it. So now that I've done that, I'm just going to kind of blur those edges with a brush. Now this part, you don't have to do it, so if you don't want to do this part, just fast forward. I'm just a little extra when it comes to my makeup. Sometimes when the formula is too easy, I'm like, I have to complicate it. These pigments are really pretty. There's a lot of powder that comes off of some of these, but you just, all you need to do is really just tap your brush and the excess product will just fall right off. If you're someone that doesn't like that, then maybe that would bother you. Alright, so I'm gonna go in with this color right here. It's called Dirty Money. This is like a really pretty like green tone, but it's like a darker green, more of like an earth tone, I guess you could say. So I'm gonna wet this because I tried using it yesterday and the shimmers that are in this palette are really pretty, but I feel like most palettes you have to wet it to get like the full benefit of that shimmer. Like I did have to wet these a little bit, which I don't really have a problem doing, but I guess that's just my observation. And I'm just gonna use my finger to dab in the middle of my lid. So I have hooded eyes, so I get like a lot of creases in my makeup. So sometimes, I mean, I know some people are against this, but sometimes I do like to take like a powder and just kind of sweep it over my lid and then just kind of go over it again with the pigment, just because I feel like it'll make my makeup in that area last a little bit longer. I embrace my hooded eyes. It's just like I feel like I have to do like a little bit extra to make sure my makeup lasts with these hooded eyes. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and conceal my under eye area so that I can bring some pigment down under my eyes. I'm gonna go in with my mini NARS concealer in Custard because I have no shame and I like to buy mini products, so everything that I have is like mini. If I buy something full size, I either must really like the product or I just have like money to spend that day or something. Alright, so I'm gonna go back in with Churro, this color here. And I'm gonna drag this color down into my lower lash line. And then I'm gonna go back in with Dirty Money, that shimmery green, and just bring it down into my lower lash line area. I'm gonna go back in with that highlight from Becca in Opal, and I'm just gonna use it to put right in this corner of my eye right here. If I'm being honest, I honestly wanted to do the bronzy look, but the people have spoken. You gotta give the people what they want, you know. But I really love this green color. There's other colors in this palette that I really do want to use, and then if I'm being honest, there's some colors in here that I'm like, I don't know if I can use it, if it'll look good on me. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on some of the colors that I'm shying away from. Like I'm definitely shying away from this Try Me color, which is funny because the name is Try Me, but like Try Me. But I don't know if I want to try this color. And then this one's game over. Like the names are funny. Like I'm shying away from these two. because I don't really like how these tones tend to look on my skin. And then this one, because it's just so dark, and it's always scary blending out really dark colors like this, but I really do want to give it a try, see if I can make it work. But a lot of the colors on these palettes are really, really pretty. Alright, so now I'm going to do the rest of my face, and I will show you guys the final look. Alright, so that is the look. It was a pretty simple look. I only really used 3 colors on this palette. It is hard for me not to reach for other palettes. I really wanted to just create a look using this palette right here. It wasn't hard for me to do. It's just a habit of mine, but I really like this palette overall. I do suggest people go buy it, especially if they're not into super crazy colors. This is a really good palette for you guys. I hope you guys like the look. It should be pretty easy to recreate yourselves. If there's any other looks you guys want to see me do with this palette, let me know in the comment section below. If there's any looks in general you guys want to see from me, leave me a comment down in the comment section. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram at DOPELikeCrystal. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye. 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 Bitch, I said bye. I'm just kidding.
Happy with it?
Bye.